What's up, my writing weirdos? Welcome to another pop-up stream. I am BC, and this is BC Brown Books, where we get weird about words in the ways that only writers can. And today, I just decided to get up this morning and do some early morning writing sprints because I was feeling damned productive. Hopefully, there's a few people here at some point to join along with me, but if not, that's okay, because I am just here to get some writing done and get some work done on this third book that I'm working on in my paranormal mystery series. Now, the main reason I wanted to get up this morning and do this was because I had this dream last night about how to get over this particular hurdle in my story. And so I'm super excited because I've come up against a place in my outline where I'm at my climactic chapter. And during my climactic chapter, there's a lot of little nuances that I have seeded throughout the book going on. And so what I wanted to do is make sure that all of those come together very tightly in this final chapter, not final chapter, but this climactic chapter of my story. And with that, I'm having to pay a lot of attention to all the details that I have put into the story so far. And so I was really worried and concerned about my ability to be able to weave all of that together, because it hinges a lot on what's come in the first two books, as well as what I've seeded into this particular story as well. So, I had a good deal of anxiety about making sure that all of this just comes together and knits together really neatly, because what happens in this climactic chapter here is going to influence a lot of what's going on in my fourth book, as well as my fifth book. So since I had this dream last night that hopefully will make sense once my brain starts to logic it out more, I am really excited to be able to go ahead and write this morning with you all. As a matter of fact, a couple of people have shown up in the chat since I started streaming. Hey, Grayson, good to see you this morning. I am so happy that I am hosting this morning as well. I am happy that you turned on your laptop to get some words in, and that this was just perfect timing for you, because it was also perfect timing for me. Hey, Lauren, always good to see you. I'm glad that this is a really convenient stream for you today too. Yeah, usually I'm not usually on this early, and I'm not usually on Thursdays, but I actually will not be streaming tomorrow at my normal time of 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, because tomorrow is the day that we actually close on our house and we get our keys and we have to sign our lives away and do all of that fun stuff. So today, since I had such a productive dream last night for weaving everything together for my story, I wanted to go ahead this morning and do a stream. So, hey, Debbie, good to see you this morning. Hope all is well in your world. Yep, I am doing really well this Grayson. Like I said, this morning I am excited about weaving everything together into this climactic chapter that I'm working on. I know the book is nowhere near completion at this point, because I'm still on one of my earliest drafts of the story. It's still technically my first draft, but it's really actually like my fourth, maybe even my fifth draft, because I've restarted this book a couple of times with a couple of different outlines to make it flow different ways. So I'm still technically on that first draft, but it is my fifth draft of the book, like technically. Lauren, exciting, but a lot of work moving. Yes, it is a lot of work moving into a new house. I think we actually were really fortunate when we started looking for a house. We did not imagine we would find one quite as quickly as we did. Not one that's as perfect as the one that we found. But even though there were not a lot of houses that were in our price bracket and in the neighborhoods that we were hoping for, that met all of our wants, there weren't a lot of options that were available. But of the options that came available, a lot of them were very suited to what we were wanting. So we were actually very, very lucky. In just a little over a month, we have managed to, a little over 2 months, we've managed to house hunt, view the houses, which is really, really awkward to do during a quarantine lockdown period. But we managed to house hunt, view the houses, get our financing and everything in place, do all of our appraisals, and get to where we are closing on our house officially as of tomorrow. So I'm super excited. There is still going to be a ton of work to do. I've been spending most of this time, and I apologize if y'all can hear my garbage man and truck in the background, because they're pretty loud first thing in the mornings. But I was pretty lucky that I was able to get the majority of our packing done right away. The only thing that really needs to be packed up is left to do is our kitchen, which you see which you kind of see behind us, or behind me today. So that's like really the last thing, other than our clothing and our like daily stuff that we just have to take with us, like when we decide we're actually going to sleep there. And so I was able to get all that done really fast, and I was so excited about it. But moving in, even though we're going to be lucky, and I think we're going to be able to get everything moved in one day, there's still a lot of work to do once we get into the house. The room that's going to be my office is this hideous shade of purple, like two-toned shade of purple even. It's not even a pretty purple. It's like this weird, darker than a lavender, but lighter than a darker purple. And it's funky, and it's got white, like spongy work on the top of it, and it's a solid purple at the bottom, and it's got all these lacy curtains that they left behind. It is very, very much either a very little girl's like fantasy princess room, or it was just an older woman's room, I'm guessing. But it's going to be my office, and it's going to be hideous. So we've got to paint, we've got to do some work there. We've got to do some minor work to the house, like to the laundry room. We need to hang some drywall, and before we get our appliances in there. So we know we need to do all of that. So we've given ourselves an extra 30 days before we have to officially be out of this place and into our new place. And I think we're going to be good because of that, but it's going to be a lot of work in the next 30 days. So you probably will not be seeing me do these pop-ups in that 30 days, unless it's just because I can squeeze one in or something like that. But I will resume my normal 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern time Friday sprints, and I will make sure that I do have those going forward in the future. Yes, the new house is really amazing. What I'm really excited about, Grayson, is that in the new house we have, I'm guessing they used it as a den or a dining room or something like that, but it is this giant, beautiful wood floors, exposed ceiling beams gaming room is what we're calling it. It's just a beautiful room. It's got French doors off the side of it and exposed wood beams in the ceiling, and this nice old hardwood, like real hardwood floor to it. And so it is going to become our official gaming room, which we will host once we can start having people over again, we will host our D&D games there. We will play all of our board games there. We will play Magic the Gathering there. And it's going to be large enough for our dining room table to be fully extended with the leaf and all of the chairs. And I am just super excited about it because it's going to be the first time that we've ever had a dedicated gaming room that was large enough to actually host people in as well. So once that happens, I'm going to be thrilled. Once we can start having people over again, I am going to be so over the moon as a big ass nerd. It's not even going to be funny. Okay, so for those of you who might be new to my channel, I am BC, like I said. I'm a hybrid published author of 7 titles. I post how-to writing, publishing, and marketing videos every Monday and Wednesday, and I host live stream writing sprints every Friday, with the exception of this Friday, and I do occasional pop-up things like this, just so I can write some more stuff. Yes, it is super cool for somebody like me who is a massive nerd. And I have since, in the 10 years that I've been together with my partner, I have since like drawn him into the nerddom, and now he's super excited about having this massive game room. So I am excited about that. Okay. So that's enough rambling on this morning, I think. I've been on here for like 10 minutes and I've just been rambling about my new house and how I'm moving. And this is supposed to be writing sprints because that's what I woke up to do this morning. So I think we should go ahead and do our, oh, hold on real quick, and do our first writing sprint. What I want to do is, because it is pretty early in the morning and a lot of times, you know, we wake up and our fingers are stiff and stuff like that. I want to do just a quick 5-minute warm-up where we can just kind of get our hands warmed up, because I don't know about all of you, but my fingers are still a little swollen from sleep and a little stiff yet. So I want to do just a 5-minute warm-up and kind of get our fingers working and get our brains and our juices going. So if that is good with y'all, we will do our very first little sprint for 5 minutes, and we will get that started in 3, 2, 1. Sprint! right, that is the end of our first little warm-up sprint, little 5-minute warm-up sprint, just to get our fingers going and to get us moving. And hopefully you all enjoyed the little bit of music with that timer. So the timers that I've been using lately that have the cool music and all the cool digital and visual effects to them are from a specific channel, and it's called MC Zero or McZero's channel, which is a pretty cool channel, and I'm really liking all the timers that they have available. So if you guys are wondering what timers I've been using most recently, those are it. Good morning, Ms. Eva. Good to see you today. Hopefully you're having a good morning. Like I was explaining to everybody, I am working on the climactic chapter of my book for the, I'm getting climbed by a kitten. Hold on. Well, now, of course, now that I move out to where they can jump up in my lap normally without climbing me with their little tiny claws, they're not interested in being in my lap. But anyway, yeah, so the timers are really cool, and it's pretty much his channel is nothing but timers, or her channel. Their channel is nothing but timers, which is really cool for me. I like having the, even though I don't usually write with any kind of music or anything like that, I like that it's got all of these timers that have just instrumental type of music with it, and it's all really upbeat music, so it really kind of gets you going and gets you feeling productive, and I don't know, I've been enjoying it. Yeah, it is a pretty nice timer. I like all the visuals to it, and everything. So let me see here. All right, so everybody, I mean, let me know what you're working on today, and let me know if, what you're working on today, and if you were able to do a little bit more than just like some basic warm-ups or something in the little 5-minute opening sprint that we did. For those just tuning in, like I said, I'm working on my third book in my paranormal mystery series, which I've got some fans that have been really hounding me. Oops, sorry. Which I've got some fans that have really been hounding me for that story lately. Hold on. Sorry about that. My bad. There's a stupid ad that came up when I was prepping for the next timer to be ready. That's okay though. Hey Sage, good to see you. I know it's morning for me, but not morning for you. So good to see you today. I have been sleeping so much better. After 4 days of insomnia, I finally slept the night before last, slept the whole night through and a little bit extra. I think my body was just like ready to crash. Last night I had a little trouble getting to sleep, but once I kind of like calmed my brain down a little bit and got to relaxing, I was just excited last night because today we are doing the final walkthrough on our house. So basically this is the very last day before we sign on our house tomorrow, where we can walk through it, make sure everything is exactly the way we want it to be, and decide, yes, yes, we want to go ahead and sign on our house. Which is kind of cool because I've bought a house before and I never had that option in the past that I recall on the other house that I bought. So I'm pretty excited about doing that walkthrough later on today. So I know that was part of what was keeping me awake last night, was doing that today. But I managed to actually get to sleep after that, and I had a really good night's sleep with an amazing dream. As I was explaining earlier, since I'm on the climactic chapter of the book, there are lots of little things from books 1 and 2 and from that I've seeded throughout this book that have to come together neatly in this chapter. And that's been giving me a lot of writing anxiety because I want to make sure I execute that as efficiently and effectively as possible, which I think we all worry about. We're going to forget something important or do something like that. So that's been giving me some anxiety, and I had a great dream last night about how to execute it. I mean, minus the fact that there was like a weird octopus that popped up in my dream last night for whatever reason. But that's not in my book, that's for sure. But maybe, who knows? There could be. I never know. I might discovery write just a tiny bit, and there'd just be an octopus that just pops up in my story. Good morning, Yaza. Good afternoon. Whatever time of day it happens to be for you. Good to see you here. Grayson is working on some plotting for an idea that popped up for me the other day. Not keeping count for this. I don't blame you. Just work on what you're working on. The count part isn't as important, in my opinion. It's just not as important as knowing that you're doing something and you're working on something. All right, Debbie is penciling their comic today, and you managed to get a little bit drawn during the 5-minute sprint. That is good. I'm envious that you're able to do comic book drawing. I've been teaching myself how to draw since last September, but I'm nowhere near ready to like actually put something together and make something out of my drawing. While my drawing is getting much better, I'm actually very, very happy with where my skill is going, the skill that I've been developing is going. Good morning, Spence. Good to see you. Oh, Eva, that sucks that your inspector missed a major thing during the inspection and you didn't see it on your walkthrough. That is ouchy. I had a friend that had a similar problem. The inspector missed something major with their plumbing and their sewage line during their initial inspection. But so we took that into consideration, and we took our realtor's advice and just had they did the main inspection, of course, and then they found a few things that they said were concerning, but it's an older house, and they were all tied to being an older house. But we went ahead and paid to have basically every extra little specialty inspection done. We had an electrician come in and inspect the electricity and everything throughout the house. We had a plumber come in and inspect the plumbing and the sewage. The only thing we really didn't have inspected was like the air conditioning unit because it's less than a year old. So we kind of forewent that one, just assuming that it's going to be okay, since it is less than a year old. But we basically just did all of that. I'm so sorry that they missed yours, though. Good news, a new roof, not shingles, entire roof. Bad news, we'd never have purchased a home that needed 15,000 reno in the first years. Yeah, having to do like massive, expensive renovations within the first couple of years of having a house really sucks. It has a new roof on it because they put a new air conditioner in. So, well, it's not a new roof. I think it's a new-ish roof. And then they put a new air conditioning unit in last year. So we're going to have to do a new roof, but we probably have a good 5 to 10 years out of it, is what we were told by our inspectors. So I'm happy. It was the Call of Cthulhu. Yes. And that is a game that I will be looking forward to playing again as soon as we are in the new house and we have our game room. I am so excited for our game room. Sage is working on day job stuff today until Marissa's stream a little bit later on. And Marissa Mohi will be streaming just immediately after my stream, basically. When I got up this morning and realized what time it was, I knew I had to like quickly stream if I wanted to squeeze it in before Marissa's stream. And I will probably be going straight to Marissa's stream even after my stream. So y'all should definitely check it out. I believe she is linked down in my comments below, or down in my box below. So you should check out her stream too. She's always a lot of fun. But then Sage will be working on planning and scheduling my life, so I actually have time to do all the things. It's amazing how that planning thing works. Good morning, Autumn. Good to see you. I'm glad that you made it to the stream as well. Eva is working on some website aspects today and will bounce to merch designs to procrastinate actual progress on the site. Of course, there's got to be procrastination. You got to bounce a little bit. I just did some new merch designs myself, and if you're interested in buying any of my merchandise, it is also linked down. My merchandise store is also linked down in the box below. So I just got a couple that were uploaded myself, some new throw pillows for the house to declare all of your nerdiness to all of your friends and family when they come to visit, so that you can honestly say that they've been warned about your nerdiness. And then, of course, you know, there's always just the weirdo warnings that all of my merch includes. Spence is going to be working on domestic stuff and school stuff. Eva did pay for an inspection independently. Yes, it had all the things. I'll be suing for that 4-figure number back. I don't blame you. I would too. Totally sue for that. I didn't have the property lines mapped is all, but we're going to get that done after the roof now. Yeah, we didn't have our property lines mapped. I honestly didn't think about doing that one, and I don't recall our realtor mentioning that, but we may go ahead and have that done here in the next, year or two. I don't know. We'll see if it becomes any kind of a problem. Roof, foundation, electrical, all deal breakers while house hunting. This house is from 1981. Yeah, our house is older. It's from 1956. Everybody keeps calling it an old house, and I'm like, that's funny. It's not even as old as my mother is. So I don't really consider it an old house, but that's because, so here in Phoenix, 1956 is an old house. But in Indiana, especially in my hometown where I'm from, there are houses in my hometown that are 300 years old. And so that is what I consider an old house. I consider anything that was built kind of during this century, during this past like 100 years, that I don't really consider those old houses. Anything that gets over 100 years old, I consider an old house. But, if you didn't have to be adapted to have electricity and or modern plumbing at some point, then I don't really consider it old. But maybe that's just a weird perspective that I have. Ooh, StreamYard jumped. Sage has no idea how the inspector signed off on their house. It's shambolic. I like that word, shambolic. Is basically the price of a vacant plot, and it's livable, so we'll demo and rebuild eventually. That's cool. Oh, thank you, Eva. It is it is Maybelline's Color Stay, but I am having a hard time remembering the name of the shade. And side note, and little weird thing, it's actually the same lipstick that I was wearing yesterday. It really is Color Stay. So if you don't take it off, it pretty much does not come off unless you're like doing a lot of eating and a lot of drinking and nibbling at your lips constantly. I just kind of was like, I washed my face last night and I just didn't really scrub it off of my lips. So thank you. It is a very pretty color. It's my favorite that I like to wear on a regular basis. Eva says, I'm toying with an affiliate code option. I'm excited and dreaming big. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So I have affiliate links. You'll be able to see them down below. A lot of people ask me what I use to record my videos. So I I went ahead and put it all down there, like everything from my cell phone to that I'm recording my actual videos on, to people have asked me about my lighting. And I think that's because they've asked me about when I specifically have the funky lighting and the different colored lighting going on during some of my live streams. And that's all done through my Google Nest, my Google Home Nest. And so I've put it all down below, and they're all linked affiliate. So just letting you know, if you go and you click on any of those links, I do get a little bit from it, but I legitimately use all of those things when I am doing my streams and or my videos. Good morning, Lauren. I'm sure you are sleepy. You were up late with us last night, or at least late by your account last night. And now you're on here with me this morning. You must be maybe doing day job this morning at some point. I'm glad that you could pop on here for a little bit before you go to that. Our neighbors are pretty chill and we won't fence it. I just want to know where I can put my secret garden. Yeah, so like most of the houses in Phoenix, our new house has a fenced in backyard. Arizona does that for a reason, because we get sandstorms, also called haboobs. Because we get sandstorms that come through, homes are specifically built with fences to help break up the wind and the velocity of the wind as it comes through and help lessen that. So we already have a fence around our backyard, but there isn't one around our front yard, and we might put one up at some point along part of our front yard, but probably not, because it's a really nice landscaped front yard that we have, and I want people to see it. So that's the whole point of having a really nice landscaped front yard. That was one of my things that I wanted when I was house hunting, something that was already established and I didn't have to deal with it. I didn't have to deal with actually planting it. And Spence's dream last night was formatted like a D&D game, so I miss my gamer friends. I do. I miss playing D&D. I miss having my weirdos at my house once a week. We'd get together on Sundays and we'd order pizza, and people would bring snacks and their own drinks and stuff, and just get together. God, we would laugh so much. We would just have so much fun. And it was absolutely great, and I missed it. I miss it so much. Good morning, Chasing Epiphanies. Today you are taking on the treacherous task indeed. Intrepid enterprise of designing Word documents. So much fun, so much fun. We really don't do a whole lot of virtual gaming. I get on Roll20 every so often and play D&D, but it's not as much fun for me. We use a Discord server, of course, and sometimes we use a chat, and it's not all text-based. But I just don't have quite as much fun. Plus, it's also not as close-knit. It's not my close personal friends that I'm gaming with. And, so that's part of it. Pre-World War II is my definition of old. I guess I could say that. That basically falls within, I guess my century-old thing does take us back to World War I at this point, so I guess I could see pre-World War II being old. Spence lives in a rental the landlord is trying to sell. The look of horror on the inspector's face when he came through was a little unnerving. Yay, yeah. Yep. The lipstick is just still popping. I just, when I went to wash my face last night, you don't have to scrub to get this particular lipstick off, but you do have to wipe pretty thoroughly. And I washed my face, and I didn't like the actual face wash stuff. And then I was just like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go to bed and look fantastic in my lipstick while I sleep. I'm going to look like one of those girls on TV and wakes up with perfect curls hair and perfect mascara and perfect lipstick. Not that I had perfect curls hair and perfect mascara and perfect lipstick. But I did have perfect lipstick when I woke up this morning. But my curls, so that I can keep my curls after I bother to curl them, I like sleep with them all flopped up on top of my head this morning. So my curls did look perfect. They just looked something like this morning. And so not exactly like not exactly like the perfect look to wake up in the morning. He was saying, I meant like for the affiliate codes, I'd give them to people to earn money off the sales done under that code. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. That is a really good idea. I wonder if my street team would be interested in, because most of my stuff that's in my merch store is also what I provide to my street team as thank yous for doing certain things. Like I'll send them coffee mugs for like doing some of my street team marketing for me and stuff like that, or they'll get a t-shirt that declares them a fantastic weirdo, or something like that. So, but I never thought about giving them affiliate codes for them to then. I will have to think about doing that. I'm going to write that down, Eva. That's a good idea. So I have the cutest thing going on. So the new kittens have decided that, or they've learned that my desk is really off limits and that they're not allowed up on my desk, especially while I'm working. So Spot has decided this morning that he is actually going to get up in my lap and just sleep in my lap while I do my stream, apparently. And it is the cutest thing. He's propped between, like on my lap, between like my stomach and where I'm pushed up against the desk. And it's so sweet looking. You never know, Eva, you might have sales from it. So I wouldn't not anticipate them. It might work, especially if you have a street team working for you. Which, I mean, by a street team, most of the time it's just our friends and our family. But yeah. Just waiting for clinic to start this morning. Have to pop off in a minute. Well, at least you're able to pop in for a second and say hello. Hopefully you have a chance to wake up. I'm hoping. Spence wants to make a video creatively retelling the first session of their campaign because it was ridiculous. Every role amounted to funny. Yes, I want to say the first session of all of my campaigns, usually the first hour is hilarious, and it's like that very first hour is we're just rolling on the floor laughing, and usually every role there's commentary that comes with it. There's side stuff that comes with it. It's just always usually really funny. So I love the very first session of a campaign. I'm younger than you are, so it makes sense that I think that old was older than I think old is. Oop, my computer's doing something really funky all of a sudden. No, I mean, like I said, I don't even really consider that old. I just consider that an older house, like not 1956. That's for damn sure. What everyone that keeps saying that, oh, you're getting such an old house. It's such an old house. It's such an old house. All right, Lauren, you take care. And I know you will absolutely take care of all of those patients. So have fun and have a good day, okay? Of course, Lauren also thinks it's Friday, apparently. So says happy Friday Eve. Oh, happy Friday Eve. Okay, never mind. I guess it is Friday Eve. Thank you, Autumn. I love my lipstick too. It's it wasn't a color that I wore initially. I thought it was going to be too red on my face. I can wear red despite being a redhead, but wearing certain shades of red for lipstick, I thought it was going to be too red. And it really isn't. It's more of a deeper color, so I was lucky. I was really lucky because my partner really likes it. He really prefers it. So I switched from my regular color, which was a little more pink. It had a little more pink to it, which I don't normally wear at all, but I guess it was more of a mauve color. So I switched from it to this one for like one night out or something like that. This was going to be like my fun night out color. And then he was like, oh, you should wear that every day. You should just wear that every day, which I pretty much do. I change it up every so often for like a neutral tone, but not very often. I usually wear this one. So Eva never played D&D, but used to watch a weekly game. We have spectators for our games. Usually like my gamers, like my PCs, their significant others will spectate. So I love it. I love the more people I get, the happier I am. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. Yeah, I was thinking it was an author website at first, but if it's an LLC that's supporting other indies, that's really awesome. And also let me know how I get in on that. It's gonna sponsor something someday. I don't know what, but something. Spence pities their humanish characters against the monster characters, so they're tracking. Oh, pit the human characters against the monsters, tracking each other down. Monster characters are just not stealthy. They kept falling out of trees. I roll for crap when it comes to my monsters and my bad guys, like stealth and everything. So, Autumn, when it comes to like natural looking makeup, like daily looking makeup and stuff, I am not the greatest on it. I don't actually wear much in the way of makeup. Like I'm not wearing any makeup except for lipstick today. I just don't really bother with it most of the time. But the like I can't screw up lipstick too much. And it makes me look like I'm wearing lots of makeup, so that's a good thing. The tiefling fell out of a tree. The dragonborn princess caught him, presented him to the other half of the group who were hunting him for a stupid big bounty trying to get in on it. That sounds like a hilarious game. That does sound like a hilarious game. All right, I think I'm pretty much caught up on the the chat. I'm gonna have to get up and let my cat in a moment because he is scratching at the back door and he'll start freaking out here in a few minutes. So while since I will have to do that, why don't we go ahead and do our first full length sprint. This will be our second sprint because we did a little 5-minute one earlier. But let's go ahead and do our first full length sprint. It will have a little bit of music, so just letting everyone know. After the sprint, Autumn, I will tell you all about AuthorTube karaoke and that so that you can know more about what that is. All right, so let's go ahead and do our first full-length sprint. We're going to do 15 minutes on the clock to begin with. There will be music during it. If for some reason that this music is starting, if for some reason the music is distracting to you or bothersome to you in some way, let me know. I will pick new timers out that do not have music with them. But lately, these have been getting me really pumped, and I've been really enjoying them. Also, for those that do use it, today I am using so hard to see, the Forest app to plant little forests and earn little trees that help you stay focused. So if you're wanting to do that with me and plant a forest with me and use that app, then I can make a room if people want, and we can all plant trees together. If not, then I'm just using the app myself, so we can do that on the next sprint, I guess. Anyway, okay, so let's do this sprint for 15 minutes, starting in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay, that is the end of our first full-length sprint for 15 minutes. How did everybody do? Let me know in the chat how you did.
Play and learn.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Stupid ads keep popping up. Oh, that's the only bad thing about using YouTube timers. I honestly was kind of thinking about maybe creating one of my own timers to just use, but my timers are not going to be as cool as that one. That's for sure. All right, so I ended up in that 15 minutes. So I had to get up and let my cat in, of course, and I had some kittens that were being annoying, and then I had to research something real quick, but I did still manage to get, oh, not too bad. I managed to get 406 words. So that was pretty good. And because I focused and I planted my tree for that 15 minutes, which gave me some coins, which will eventually go towards planting a real tree. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I had Autumn ask, what was all the AuthorTube karaoke about? So AuthorTube karaoke is something that my friends Dal Cecile Runo and Sakatumi had decided to, and I had decided to do, where we got together all of our writing friends that come out to the AuthorTube events, whether you're in the chat or you're an actual on-camera AuthorTuber, and we were going to just sing karaoke for a stream. And the first one started off 2 hours and it was supposed to be 2 hours and ended up being 3 hours long. So we made the second one 3 hours long, and it ended up being a little bit longer than that. But I think we're going to end up sticking with 3 hour time frames. So basically what it is Sako, Dal, and myself are always on camera because we're the host of the evening. And then as people in the chat are wanting to sing, all you have to do is put into the chat, I want to sing, and I send you a link. And that link brings you into my backstage studio area that I have back here. And then you get to be up on screen and you can sing. Now, you can do it a couple of ways. You can sing on camera like I am right now and be seen singing, or you can do what Doll usually does, which is have her avatar, and you can have an avatar up instead. And then that way people don't actually have to see you sing. They would just hear you sing. And basically the whole event is just one right after another, the different writers of AuthorTube singing. So for those of you that can hear that in the background, I apologize. The kittens like to play in our packing supplies, and right now they're playing in a box full of packing paper. Anyway, so that is what that is. And you know, most of the time people tune into the chat just to be part of the peanut gallery and just to kind of cheer on the singers that are singing and to be entertained. So you can obviously come out and you can do that. You do not have to sing. There is no requirement to participate in the day's stream and to sing. It is a lot of fun. And the next one is coming up here in June. It is June 14th, which is a Sunday, and it is from 4 until 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that way you know when it's going to come out, and you can come in and you can pop into the chat and you can just, you know, cheer us on, or you can say, I want to sing, and I send you the link and I bring you on. What we do is we rotate through people. So as people want to pop up, you'll stay on camera until we have a new singer that wants to pop up, or you can immediately be taken off of camera if you literally just want to be on camera long enough to sing, and that's about it. Some people stay on camera for a little while longer if we don't have a bunch of people singing. And usually for about the first hour, it's only about 6 of us that are on camera because we got to wait for people to be brave. And but it is a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Okay, it all happened so fast. I was like, wait, what? Huh? Yeah, so that is what AuthorTube karaoke is. I somehow doubt you would break the screen. Some of us are not great singers. Some of us are amazing singers. Some of us are mediocre singers at best. We just like to sing, and it's just something to get together with our writing community and to do something that isn't writing related, but usually the chat ends up talking about writing at some point anyway, because let's just face it, we're writing weirdos. That's what we do. Grace, and I just realized how hard I'm dancing in my seat as I type. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that the music is getting you going and getting your blood flowing and having fun. And just skipped. Eva says, don't worry, Autumn, you and she can be in the peanut gallery together. Eva is always there, is cheering us on. It's great when it's great when Eva's there. Debbie got half a character drawn. That is really cool. Chasing Epiphany's copy pasted footers and made sure some colors and sizes were pixel perfect, and now designing a diploma. Fun, fun. Autumn's all with you, Eva, on the sidelines. Oh, okay. So Eva actually mutes the streams during sprints so that the song that they have on isn't interrupted by the end of the sprint. So good with whatever music on timers. Okay. Grayson started expanding their idea and found a good rhythm. Spence is back late, but got some domestic work done. Hopefully they can get their office to the point of filming an office tour pretty soon. Yeah, that is something that I have to do. I'm going to have to do coming up, I think, because since we are moving, I want to show the new office space from start to hopefully finish. And from start will be from the god-awful purple color that it is to finish, which will be the good, the well painted and well branded BC office. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna have to start filming it soon. It's gonna be total chaos to begin with, but I think it'll be fun. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do it in a vlog format or if I probably going to end up doing it in like a long extended vlog format. I don't know. It'll definitely be something that my patrons will get to see first before everybody else will get to see it. Or maybe it's something that only my patrons will get to see. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. It might be something that only my patrons get to see my office as it transforms and how I turn it into a me writing space versus a little old lady's room that apparently it was at some point. So I had to stop and think during this chapter that I'm writing because I'm almost right at the crux of the climax where the bad guys and the good guys all meet. And I've thrown in a secondary character that has not been in the story so far. And they've been mentioned, but they've not actually been. Excuse me, pardon me for that little sneeze. But they've actually they've been mentioned in the story so far, but they haven't been in the story so far. So I'm still trying to really find their voice, which I probably should have done. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have done a warm-up throwaway scene with that character interacting with another secondary character at some point, which I may do that during this sprint, just so I can really nail their voice. It'll be a scene that's totally not included in the book because I don't want them introduced before now, and it'll be the wrong point of view to begin with because I'm writing from first person point of view. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to do that this sprint. I'm going to write a throwaway scene so that I have their voice really down pat, because I was struggling with it just a little bit just now on making, because my problem is that I have two teenage girls or teenage-ish girls in one scene. And the first girl, my main character, is 20 years old. So she's not a teenager, but she's still a young adult. She's still very young. And so I have her in this scene. And then I have a 17-year-old girl in this scene. So they're very close together in age, but they're totally different personalities. One is very sardonic and very dry and snarky. And the other one is very upbeat and very optimistic and very positive. Even though sometimes in this particular story, she's not so positive just because of, like life and the way events are doing her. But so Spence is voting for the vlog. We'll see. It may end up being a vlog, but I think it's probably going to end up being a patron thing. So if you really want to see how my new office is going to take shape, then, you know, I'll show my new office, of course, because I'm going to have to film videos in there. So you guys are going to get to see what it looks like at the very disgusting beginning, and then you're going to see it transform slowly. You're just going to see it in the videos and not see me actually doing the work. So there's that. But if you really want to see it, then I guess you might have to become a patron on my Patreon channel, which is linked down below. And don't worry, it's very inexpensive, and everything goes back to me being supported here at the channel. So basically, you're going to help me make over my new office, because my new office is definitely something I have been wanting for a long time for my channel, is having my own dedicated writing and recording space, because I have not had my own recording space up till now. I've barely had my own writing space up till now. All right, let's go ahead and do another sprint so that I can get this throwaway scene written. And for this sprint, I think what I want to do is 20 minutes this time. So let's see if I can't find a good 20-minute. I want something that's really upbeat, not chill like it's been, or I mean upbeat like it's been, not chill. So let me see if I can't find a good 20 minutes. Timer. Don't threaten you with a good time. I'm threatening you, Eva, with a good time. I'm threatening you. All right, Sage is back, and the groceries are 99% packed away. Need to do a major overhaul of the kitchen because we do not have the space we need, but that's not happening today or this month, maybe 2021. Yeah, I noticed something when I started packing up our kitchen, like the stuff that we don't use as often, like the blender and Foreman grill and stuff like that, some of the baking dishes. And I noticed that we have this shelf where it's got these cute little baskets on it, and these cute little baskets were supposed to, you know, have our chips in it and have like our bags of cereal and stuff like that in these little baskets. And you were supposed to still be able to see these little baskets. And I realized when I was unloading it to go through everything and see what needed to be donated and see it and all of that stuff, that I haven't been able to see these baskets in a very long time. So I thought I'm glad that the new kitchen has so much cabinet space that I can actually put food away, and we can see whatever cute things I've used to decorate with. We can actually be able to see those for a change, which will be really nice. That was one of the things about this house that I was happy, is that the kitchen was fully remodeled. It's like one of the only parts of the house that is like brand new, remodeled within the last couple of years, and is all modernized. So that's really, it's a little juxtaposed to the rest of the house, because the rest of the house still has little older touches to it, like wood paneling and stuff like that. But I'm loving the fact that I have an updated kitchen. So Eva says that we have such a tiny kitchen. I've rearranged it a dozen times or more. It's 8 by 8, but only 5 foot of 2 sides are used. The rest is walkway. This is a 3,500 square foot house with the tiniest kitchen, but you know what? It works. Yeah. That seems like a really tiny kitchen for that large of a house. That is for sure. Nervous glance at kitchen. I'm going to need help when I go rearrange or pack that up. We're food people, so we're food stuff people. I need a proper pantry. We are food stuff people too. We have lots of snacks, and and between us and our roommate's groceries. So we have our groceries, our roommate has his groceries. So far we've had this like little tiny itty bitty pantry, and then my partner built an additional shelf that comes off of that tiny little pantry. I mean, the pantry is only this wide. It's not even, it's only about as wide as my laptop screen is. And then it has like four, it's like as tall as I am, and then it has like four shelves in it. And then he built a long shelf off of it that has two shelves, but it is not enough room for all of our food and all of our stuff, and never has been. So it's just always overflowing. And I'm happy with this new kitchen because it has a ton of cabinet space. It even has like a secondary cabinet, like above and below cabinet, that's just off to the side a little bit and not like attached to the full kitchen, that can be used as like, that's pretty much the pantry. So I'm excited about that. No problem. I'm happy to clarify what the AuthorTube karaoke is. It's still really new, and so a lot of people are still asking what it is. And again, it was just me and a couple of friends musing on during somebody else's chat that we missed singing and we missed going out to karaoke. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to host karaoke virtually. I mean, I don't see why not. I host everything else virtually. So might as well just do karaoke too. And I might as well just do it with my apparently large amount of writer friends that miss singing and miss doing karaoke. So that was how that came about, was just as a matter of fact, we were on Qwerty's stream one day. And for those of you that don't know Qwerty, that's Qwordy. She is hilarious. She is a classically trained opera singer, and she's a big old theater nerd like I am. And so she tends to just muse a little bit, and like she'll sing a little bit and sing what she's saying, and do fun stuff like that. And we were talking about how much we love music and how much we love to sing, and I was talking about how much I love karaoke, and then we were all in the chat talking about that, and that's kind of how it came about. Was just, she's like, we really should do karaoke at some point. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna host it. That sounds like an amazing idea. We should just do that. They did create a pantry. It's just on a different floor. That would be I think a bit of a pain. Understand Miss Us, not too focused most of the time, but Mr. Sage did a big grocery haul today, and I don't know where to put everything. That's right. You said that he was ordering food and like doing a bunch of like food stuff. My fingers are caught in the tangles of my hair. Okay, I should have maybe actually brushed my hair this morning. Oh, that happens, Autumn. I have 2 brand new kittens, so they're always knocking something over. I'm always investigating whatever it is that they're doing. I hope, because everything is Q at the moment, everything is quiet, that they're passed out sleeping somewhere because they just ate breakfast not too long ago. So the pantry is now the Mister's hobby. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I never actually did play Sims. I watched people play it a few times, but I never did actually play it. Well, that seems like a good sacrifice. If you're not actually using the living room very often, then yeah, when you rebuild, just give up the living room, and then, or give up a portion of the living room for more kitchen space. There is a second kitchen. It's 2 houses on top of one another, but we don't use 2 kitchens. That's nonsense. We're simple people. Well, that's weird. I'm trying to picture the 2 houses on top of each other, but them being connected into one house. I'm guessing it was, yeah, two full size. Where on earth do you live, Eva? Trying to picture why anybody would do that kind of a layout. Or they had one big house and they divided it up into two houses at one point, rented out a part of it, and then it got all put back together into one house at some point. Okay. Anyway, that's interesting. Spence collects antique kitchenware and Nordic ware baking pans, and we've accumulated so many appliances at this point. It's insane. I love it, but it's insane. Yeah, we sort of collect cast iron. It's all functional. I mean, we don't collect it just for decorative purposes. But yeah, we do collect a few things, but I tend to get rid of stuff. I try to be minimal in the kitchen as much as possible. So we get rid of stuff that we're not using. I don't see the point of keeping it and I don't see the point of keeping it for the occasional use. Like I don't have a turkey pan just because once a year I need a turkey pan for Thanksgiving. So usually I end up just buying the foil pans and using them once because that's really all we use them for all year. I'll take that back. We might make a ham for like Christmas or another holiday or something, but I still end up just buying the throwaway ones because don't use them often enough to take up space. Let me see here. Holy crap, that wasn't even the food that you ordered? Okay. Well. Love mentioning QWERTY. Q's the best. I love Q. I'm going to have her on my regular stream more often, I think. Eva specifically chose the house for the space. It's mostly empty still. The timing of essential, only shopping, and our plans to furnish. That's true. And Sage plans on building a garage unit in the image of Barton Cottage Fleet Estate, which will house our offices and gamecraft room. And then the main house will be kitchen, bathroom, and bedrooms. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. We use our living room. We try to use it fairly frequently. Oh, it's not really two houses. Okay. But if it has two kitchens, then it is kind of two houses. Could be two houses. I'm just picturing this Dr. Seuss house. That's all. Like this fun Dr. Seuss house that has two kitchens. That has to have two kitchens. Oh, okay. Walkout ranch style house. The front is one story. The back is two. Downstairs has a kitchen. Okay. All right. I get that. So I have been in some houses that have like a kitchenette in like their full size quote unquote basement area. Oh yeah, that's right. I remembered that you live. Okay, I remember where you live then. That's right. I remember because we discussed Collinsville and Alton and that whole area and Archon. Okay, so let's do another timer. Or another timer. Yes, I'm going to bring up another timer and we're going to do another sprint. That's what I was saying. So let's do another sprint and I'm going to put 20 minutes on the clock this time. I'm going to mute me for a second because every time I bring up a timer today, we've had ads and I want to avoid that if I can. So I'm going to mute me for a second while I bring it up. Okay. I'm imagining, I can't say that word, a style house of a house in a house. I think I would just use the back door all the time then. I just use the back door and been like, this is my house and that's my whatever. So Spence is jealous of people in their spaces. My office is the dining room that's in the middle of my apartment. I can literally turn my head and see every room in my house. My dream is a home with a door. Aww. So I have been working in my dining room, as you can see, for a little while now because we rented out our spare room to our roommate. And so that was my office. And then we rented out my spare room to my roommate. Hey, Dick, good to see you. Glad you could pop in. We're getting ready to do a sprint here in just a minute. And I'm glad that I did mute me just a few seconds ago because, of course, it did have an ad on it. So let's go ahead and get set up for our second sprint, or our third. It's our second full sprint, but it's our third sprint because we did a little 5-minute warm-up. So we're going to do 20 minutes this time and see where we can get with 20 minutes. So we will start in 3, 2, 1. Logo. But this guy's pretty cool and has good timers. Friends!
Just waiting here for you. I just want your presence. You got me feeling blue. Don't keep me waiting. Don't leave me in this way. You got me going crazy, and I don't wanna wait. I just wanna make you see. I feel like I'm in heaven when you are here with me. Don't keep me waiting. Don't leave me in this way. You got me going crazy, and I don't wanna wait. I just want your love, come and give me something. I just want your love, come and give me something. I just want your love. I just want your love. Just waiting here for you. I just want your presence. You got me feeling blue. And don't keep me waiting. Don't leave me in this way. You got me going crazy, and I don't wanna wait. I just wanna make you see. I feel like I'm in heaven when you are here with me. Don't keep me waiting. Don't leave me in this way. You got me going crazy, and I don't wanna wait.
Okay, that is the end of our 20-minute sprint, which is our second full-length sprint or third sprint of the day if you count our warm-up. Let me know how you all did in the chat. And also, if you haven't told me yet what you're working on, tell me what you're working on. And I did 504 words that time. So that was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me see here. So Dick was editing a little bit. And if you haven't checked out Dick's channel, he's got some fun videos. You literally watch him write his book on screen, and he talks his way through it. So you get to see like his exact writer process as far as writing his book and actually drafting it. So that's a lot of fun to be able to watch as well. And he streams. Dick, tell me what times you stream again. I've caught your streams every so often when I've been up at the wee hours of the morning, my time, but I am not a regular, obviously, because I'm usually asleep at that time. And Sage has been summoned to a meeting at the day job tomorrow, and it's an in-person meeting, so they are guessing that it is not good. I think that maybe they're celebrating Sage for some reason. I think that that's what it is. But Sage seems to think that maybe that's not going to be the case, and they'll just have to wait and see. But hopefully you're able to sleep tonight, because it'll make it even worse if you're not able to sleep. Okay, it's at 8 a.m. UTC time. All right. Debbie finished one character and started another. Eva was working on a catalog of pages and an index for the site the website she's working on. Spence had more domestics and mini nerd school stuff. Let me see. Like that. Eva says, every time I remember how to do dynamic pages after forgetting from one day before, I get excited all over again. Tech is not my strong suit. I get excited every time I do something that's not normally what I do. And I'm like, just going to be like doing it again. And it's almost for the first time, even though I just did it like maybe the day before or a couple of days before or something, it still feels like the first time if it's something you don't know, something that you don't do very often. Let me see here. See, everybody agrees with me. It's going to be a good thing. So it's going to be a good thing. Sage says, what's worrying is that even my HOD doesn't know what it's about. See, it's a surprise celebration party. You are very welcome, Grayson. I am glad that you went ahead and subbed to Dick's channel. Like I said, it is fun watching him. Literally, you get to watch the words as they come across the screen, and he mutters through it, and it's just a lot of fun. I do something similar like that, but it is for my patrons. I've thought about doing it on YouTube just outright before, but then I saw Dick was doing it, and I didn't want to like steal things and like stuff like that. But I guess I could do it too, and people could see my particular process, is what Dick was saying, that, that everybody has a different process. Eva thinks that they are going to ask you to be the face of a marketing campaign, Sage. That's her particular guess. And the HOD may not know about things from that realm of the bigwigs. Yep. Sometimes the suits don't reveal their hands. They play it close to the chest sometimes. That would be extremely funny, Eva. Sage thinks. Never know. There are things that it could happen. It could happen. Could totally happen. I mean, think about it. Never thought you'd publish a book before, and or maybe never thought that you'd be on YouTube hosting sprints and doing videos and stuff like that. But see, it could happen because it happened. Chasing Epiphany says, yes, it is a different process, my writing compared to Dick's writing, although I do mutter to myself a lot too, as well as different content. And that is sure. That is for sure. It is different content. Spence says, the mini nerd is learning to read and write, and he hates writing stuff he makes up. It's a little funny how the difference between his journaling and his guided writing practice is staggering. Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't like to do fiction. Maybe that's it. Here you go. Here we go, Sage. Perhaps your HOD is the one in trouble. That could be. That could be. Truth is often stranger than fiction, so anything is possible, I guess. See, Eva's congratulating you on the surprise promotion. That's what it is. That's probably it. So it could be. It could be. We never, ever know what's in store for us. I think we get automatically programmed to believe that anything that is sudden and spontaneous that comes from work automatically has to be bad. I don't know. Sage says, I actually think getting a promotion would be worse than getting fired. Well, if it's that, if it's that. Yes, Marissa is soon. She's just in a matter of moments. So I agree with you. Let's suit up and head on over. I am actually going to wind down here just now so that we can get over to Marissa's stream. And so for those of you that don't know, Marissa Mahoy is streaming this morning. Her last name is spelled Mohi. And so she is actually streaming here in just a couple of minutes. And so I want to thank everybody for coming out for my pop-up stream this morning and chatting with me. I had a really good time. I enjoyed myself. I got a lot further along in my story in my climactic chapter than I thought I was going to be. This last scene that I wrote, which is going to be a throwaway scene, has really helped me solidify the secondary character's voice, which is absolutely crucial to making sure that they sound unique compared to my main character. So I am very happy that I was able to do this pop-up this morning and chat with y'all. Sage, thank you very much, Sage. Everyone gently caress the like button to appease the YouTube gods. Yes, and the big thing about that is that my that helps the AuthorTube community get out to more writers. It's not necessarily helping my channel per se, although it does help my channel, obviously, but it helps me get into the rankings so that I can be recommended to more people that are looking up writing-related stuff. And if they're looking up writing-related stuff, more than likely they are a writer and they need these productivity sprints just as much as the rest of us do. You are very welcome, Eva. I am very happy to host. I love doing these streams actually fairly early morning. I think I may add doing an early morning stream on another day more regularly, but I'm going to have to figure out which day that is going to be. I don't want to overlap too much with other people's streams, and so I'm going to have to look into the schedule and who's on the schedule and what will be the best day for me to do it as well. So thank you all again so much. If you have not yet subscribed, get weird with my subscription and my notification button so that you can know every time I do one of these, so that you can know every time I do one of these pop-up streams. And don't forget that you can be one of my patrons if you want and get exclusive content from me, which includes Q&As, getting first looks at what I'm writing, various different behind-the-scenes vlogs and things like that about the way I write and the way I do things. You should also totally look down below at the other AuthorTubers that stream on a regular basis. I have a huge list of people that stream on a regular basis, and there is a spreadsheet down there as well that tells you what times and days everybody streams on. So thank you so much for getting weird with me today, and I will see you soon. Hey, DL Stewart, actually, I am just getting ready to log off, but Marissa Mohi is streaming next, so you should totally check out her channel. I will see you all soon, and don't forget to keep getting weird about your words. Bye.